I was just thinking about The Good Place, the show, which I've done a few thousand times since I started watching it. It's if you have, for some reason, deprived yourself of the pleasure, correct that now. Go watch it. It's on Netflix, and it is the most perfect show I've ever seen. Uh, oh, masterpiece, masterpiece. I could go on about it for a long time, but um, if you haven't watched it and you plan on watching it, please stop watching this right now because major spoilers, major spoilers. If you haven't made it to the end of the series, major spoilers. I don't want to ruin it because it's just so good. Um, yeah, but for those of us who have already watched that series finale over and over and over again and just been blown away by it, ugh, um, you learn that, and I mean, this is the closest portrayal of a, an afterlife, a heaven, whatever you want to call it, um, that I hope is true. I hope this is what I would want it to be like. And in The Good Place, we see these characters getting to learn from each other, healing because of each other, healing with each other, and being able to extend that out past themselves to the people that they love and helping them heal. And then spending eternity doing all of the things that we want to do and experiencing all the things we want to experience without having to worry about anything, just getting to live our lives. And I know that sounds like it could only happen in the afterlife because otherwise, how would we all survive? Like, we need each other to keep working, and who's going to do the jobs that no one wants to do? Someone wants to do every job there is that should exist, that we actually need, that we shouldn't find a technological solution to. For every job that we really need to be done to sustain our society, someone wants to do that job. Someone has that passion for whatever reason. It's important to them to do that work. And you see it in that last episode. You see it. Tahani has learned how to do everything. She is a master at every skill a human could have. And she learned it from other people in the afterlife. Like dead Nick Offerman, he's not really dead, don't worry. um, he teaches her how to do woodworking. And like that's a passion of his, so he shares that knowledge. And Chidi keeps teaching philosophy classes, not because he has to, not because he's being paid to show up, but because it's something he loves and he's passionate about. And I know, and I've been someone who, or people who are passionate about caring for others, like even doing the things that might gross other people out. There are people who don't mind doing that. It's not that we love, like, I don't love changing a dirty diaper. It's disgusting. Yeah. I try really hard not to think about it or breathe it in too much while I'm changing diapers because it just needs to be done. That baby needs to be cared for and kept healthy and loved. And in order for that to happen, they need to be cleaned up after they use their diaper. I mean, it's just so basic. So for me, I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. I will babysit the hell out of a kid. Other people, kids are not their thing. They can't imagine someone wanting to spend their day hanging out with a room full of kids while their parents are off doing other things. Like, trust me, there are people who are obsessed with children who would love to do that. That sounds like heaven. Like, no other worries. I just get to play with kids all day? All right, sign me up. And there are people who find so much meaning from caring for the sick and the elderly and helping people through really horrible times. It's draining as hell. They do not get nearly enough support. I can't imagine the toll it takes on their mental health, first of all. Any caregivers, anyone in the medical profession, man, the emotional toll you must go through, the exhaustion we force you to go through by making you work these ridiculously long shifts with so few of you because we won't pay you well enough to entice enough nurses to join staff. Or, oh my God, the fact that we have doctors being forced to do shifts that last over days, like, that blows my mind. We want them to be making life and death decisions on no sleep and an insane amount of stress. How is that helping anyone? It's not helping the doctor. I can't imagine. That would be miserable. Good Lord. It's not helping their patients to have a doctor who's exhausted and burnt out. Fuck that. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. There are people who are passionate and want to become doctors just because they want to save lives, not because they want to make a bunch of money. I mean, some of them, yeah, they want to make a bunch of money too because they worked really hard to get there. But that's not what brought them there. What brought them there was this passion for wanting to help people. There's no job that we need done by a human being that we would not be able to fill. We would be able to find people who were happy to play any particular role because that's just where they feel they can give the most. That's where they feel they can be most effective, or it's just what they enjoy doing. It tickles their brain, or it lets them meditate. Like, people disparage workers in cleaning industries, and I mean, janitors, they're always bottom of the list in any organization, and they're made fun of. Like, people don't want to be janitors. I was a chambermaid first. It was only a summer, and it was after college. I was super privileged. I know that. Trust me. So I didn't have the same kind of stress that other people who spend their careers in those industries have financially and in every other way because of the financial stress, and many other things. But just doing that work, like, I didn't love cleaning toilets that other people had used. That wasn't super fun for me. But, like, there were parts of that job that really were kind of meditative, that, like, I just kind of got into a rhythm and made the beds and And like, really, when I was doing the laundry in the back room, I got super into a zone. So much so that I became like anal over how neatly the towels and sheets and whatever else lined up. Like, it was all uniform. I don't know if I have a touch of OCD, but I might, because that's not the only example I can give of that kind of, yeah. I don't know. Who knows? We're all we're all just a bunch of mental illnesses combined into one person. Where was I going? I've lost my train of thought. It happens so often. The Good Place. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's no job that is worth doing that someone wouldn't want to do. And if it's not worth doing, if it's something that no one wants to do, we are the most technologically advanced humans to have ever existed in all of Earth's history that we know of. Um, who knows? There might be multiverses. I don't know. Anything goes. Have y'all seen the pictures from the James Webb Telescope? Holy crap. There's just so much out there. It really blows your mind. It makes it impossible to say something's impossible now. It really does feel like we're no longer living in the age of impossible. Look at how many other galaxies are out there. That's just one grain of sand of our night sky view. So when you're looking at that picture, at the pictures from the James Webb Telescope, from our perspective on Earth, if we look up at the night sky, if we were to hold a grain of sand between our fingers and look up at it, that's the amount of space that picture is covering. Like, there's so much more out there than we could possibly imagine. So everything's possible now. Oh my god. Anyways, I always get off on tangents. I'm sorry. Welcome to my brain. Yeah. I really do. I think we could create a world where we don't keep people in lives of servitude and dependence and scarcity and it's all social constructs, y'all. This capitalist society is a social construct. It doesn't have to be this way. People made it this way. A few people made it this way. A few lucky people who happen to have money and power, usually because they were born into it. So literally just a roll of the dice, they luck out and get to make the decisions for the rest of us. It doesn't have to be like that. We can just work together instead of competing against each other, instead of setting ourselves against hoarding information. Can you imagine? I mean, look at how much we're advancing already. Can you even begin to imagine if at this point in our technological advancements, we were to decide that we were going to universally share our knowledge? Everyone would have access to every piece of information. I mean, I know there are things where that would be a major safety issue, and I realize that we're not in that world of a perfect utopia yet, so would have to figure that part out. I don't know. I'm making all of this up as I go along. I need to imagine that it's possible, because I've been feeling myself since the last school shooting. I lost hope. I had been feeling optimistic. I think this is probably part of why a big part of why my depression is triggered right now. I love kids, and I would do anything to protect any kid who needed protecting. Does not matter whose kid. Doesn't matter. It's a child. You protect that child. And we are not protecting our kids. And I went through a few weeks where I was just determined, completely determined to leave this country, because I can't stand living here anymore. I'm so terrified of what is coming. I have already lost my right to bodily autonomy, which is really great. And I am so scared of the other rights that I know we're going to be stripped of systematically over these next few years. And how many people, oh God. I don't want to leave. This is my home. This is where all of the people I love are. Not all. I have people I love scattered around the planet, but most of the people I love are in this area, because this is where I've spent most of my life. And it's beautiful. New England in the fall. Oh my God. Come on. Crisp leaves everywhere. Hot apple cider. Mulled. Oh my God. Oh, apple cider donuts. If anyone knows where to find a good vegan apple cider donut in Massachusetts, or, nearby, I will drive for a good one. Let me know. I appreciate you in advance. I hated, I think this, okay, I might be having the moment I've been needing. I completely lost hope for this country and for humanity in general. And we were talking about fleeing to New Zealand because it seems like the only sane option right now. There are countries that are really cool in Europe and other parts of the world, countries that are inclusive and have their society set up to serve the people, not the few, not the wealthy, not the privileged, but everyone. And we were talking about moving to one of those countries. And then I was thinking, but if World War III is coming, it's not going to be isolated to the US. And you've got two nuclear powers that are falling apart in front of our eyes. I mean, Putin is just getting more and more unhinged by the day. Oh my God. How do you... Anyways, the risks that these people are willing to take with our lives, it's mind-boggling. They don't even care. It doesn't matter to them. Awesome. I lost my thread. I lost hope. Yeah, so New Zealand felt like the safest choice because they have sanity, a really kick ass prime minister. Holy fuck. This woman, holy fuck. Amazing. If you are not familiar, do some Googling and you will start worshiping her. Gave birth while in office. Badass. And was one of the few countries in the world that managed not to have a massive COVID disaster. Like they shut down for a while and then opened up operations again once they knew, and as an island nation they could do this much easier than some, I know. um, but they were able to make sure that it didn't get spread. So because it didn't get spread, because the few people who were sick, if there were any who were sick earlier, I know there have been recent cases, and I hope it doesn't spread. I'm hoping for you all. Um, anyways, she's amazing. Look her up. Um, Jacinta Ardern something. Oof. I'm sorry. I'm blanking on Jacinta Ardern. I think something like that. But I don't want to leave. I don't want to run away and take advantage of this privilege I know I have, because I have the option to run away if I want to. And I know that so many people don't. And I know that so many people just wouldn't be able to logistically, they wouldn't be able to emotionally. Um, and they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to flee their homes. They shouldn't have to leave the only place they've ever known or the place they love or anything because we didn't do something soon enough. So I have to stay and fight. I am saying that out loud now. So I have to stay and fight. But I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I am definitely a pacifist. I am a peace lover. I hate guns. I hate weapons of war. I hate anything designed to kill anything else. No, thank you. I so wish we had never invented gunpowder or bombs or. Man. We could use our minds, our brilliance, our creativity, our ingenuity for so many other things. We could make this a better world. Truly a better world. Instead of a hellscape. It seems like such a very simple decision to make to me. Why we need to stop choosing to stay in the hellscape just because it's what we know. It is not good. It's killing all of us. It's killing all of us. It's killing everything. Monarch butterflies are going extinct. Yay. We don't have to live like this. We really, really don't. And we get to decide. And if we decide we really aren't going to let it happen, we're not going to let our lives continue to be like this, then we have to start working together, and we have to start trusting each other and caring about each other, because we're never going to get to a better world unless we do, because the people who have the power to make that happen are never going to use that power to make it happen. Point to any billionaire who really has done something significant to improve the quality of life of the people of this planet. I mean, no disrespect to the Gates Foundation. I know they do great work, but there is so much money that is still being untapped. And where's the work that is dismantling the systems that keep putting people into poverty and making sure they stay there? That's what we need to be spending our money on. And if the Gates Foundation wants to continue to be a really respected name in the nonprofit community and the philanthropic community, then I think you have to start investing in dismantling these systems, because it doesn't matter what kind of toilet you invent or what kind of anything you do. It doesn't matter. The systems that created the poverty, that created the imbalances of power, that brought people to these dire states, they are reinforced by a system you are very much a part of, Mr. Gates. Very much a part of. And yeah, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to start dismantling that, because no one's gonna really have a significantly better quality of life unless you do. Unless we all do. It's not just you. We all have to do this. We have to do it together. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that over and over again right now. I'll say it again many other times. We have to do this together. We are in this together. I'm in this with you, and I love you.